言ったでしょ。母は強しよ。
Hi there, thanks for watching. I'm Doc Acula, and I'm playing at least 1 hour of every single game on Xbox Game Pass, then giving a quick review of each one to give you an idea if the game is worthy of your time. Today I'm playing Final Fantasy XIII. I remember when it came out, it really wasn't very well received. Now free from the pressures of being the big new franchise release, could Final Fantasy XIII's merits finally shine through? Or would those early naysayers be proven right all along? And more importantly, is it worthy of your precious time and hard drive space? The game starts with a long fancy cutscene, introducing players to main characters Lightning and Saz. By the way, Saz has the best afro in gaming since it houses an adorable baby chocobo. I have to say I wasn't expecting Lightning to have actual lightning powers. I mean, I know that Cloud and Squall were a little on the nose thematically, but this takes it to a whole new level. After the long cutscene, we're thrust into battle and given a series of tutorial screens. During battle, I didn't seem to have any control over my character's physical positioning on the battlefield. It was not satisfying at all to unleash an area of effect and have it miss because my character stupidly used it in the wrong, well, area. I was also surprised to see an auto battle function, which literally played your turn for you automatically. This got the job done for most battles, but it didn't exactly keep me on the edge of my seat. Overall, I found the combat system to be straightforward and easy to understand, but it strayed too easily into mindless territory with auto battle, and had some minor frustrations such as area of effect weirdness. I made my way through a series of linear hallways lined with a ton of enemies to fight. There wasn't much to these endless hallways other than battling through until you get to the cutscene at the end, followed by an encounter where the game introduced the combat Stagger mechanic. After the battle, there was an extended cutscene that introduced a new group of characters led by a guy in a trench coat, who I unexpectedly took control of. See, in Final Fantasy games, it's fairly uncommon to play as any character that is not on the box art, so switching gears this early was a surprise to be sure, though I didn't know yet if it was a welcome one for all you prequel memers out there. During battle, his trench coat is adorned with these awesome patches, but outside of battle, his trench coat is little more than your standard Flasher's attire. It's always seemed a little silly to me that in a world of gigantic swords and magical guns, there's always that one guy that says, "Nope, I'm a roll with my fists." Despite the change in player character, the gameplay really didn't deviate at all from the bad guy highways established during my time as Lightning. After another series of identical strips of bad guy highway, I got to another cutscene where Snow and his accomplice take off in these cool hover motorcycle things. And then the viewpoint unexpectedly switches to two tweens. The two children exchange uncomfortable flirtations for a bit before stealing a hover cycle of their own. I was honestly shocked to find that when the cutscene ended with the hover cycle crashed, I was now in control of the girl tween, who was named Vanille. I was pleased to be caught off guard by anything at this point, after nearly an hour of running down the same stretch of hallway without seeing so much as a change in the background scenery. To that end, our two child heroes were now inside some sort of giant mechanical weapon, or factory, or something, I'll be honest, I'm really not sure, that could turn people into pulselessy. The kids make it clear that they don't want to turn into pulselessy, but I really don't have any idea what that even means. I played through a little more, fighting some bad guys in a slightly more open, but still very linear area, using a badass four-pronged whip thing, before my control switched suddenly back over to Snow, who appeared to now be in the same machine environment as the tweens. Despite having a ton of cutscenes during the first hour, I don't feel like I have a great grasp on what's going on at all. There's an evil empire, and from what I gathered, they forced a certain group of their own citizens to relocate, but then during the relocation, blew up the bridge they were crossing in order to kill them. So the empire is clearly very evil, but I didn't get a good read on specifically who the people were they wanted to eliminate, or why the empire would even want to kill them. It was also established that Lightning is fighting against the empire, and Snow is in some group called Nora, which appears to be some sort of resistance group, but it wasn't really clear why or in what capacity, and that's really about all I could gather from my time. Based on the Final Fantasy resume alone, I'm sure that the game gets better over what I have to assume is a very lengthy experience. Still, it's hard to justify sticking with a subpar experience that may or may not improve over all the other games on Game Pass, including the other games in the Final Fantasy series. As it is, I would have to say that Final Fantasy XIII is probably not worth your time and hard drive space.